Namaste. Our idea is a carbon collector device, CCD. This device, along with our application, PolluCheck, will help in spreading awareness on pollution. It will help in decreasing the levels of pollution, which will lead to better living conditions. We, G. Sri Sai Shivin, BMV Aditya, Divya Srinidhi Aligala, and K. Sai Amritavarshini, students of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Atmakuri Ramarao School, Jubilee Hills, Hyderabad, Telangana, India, under the guidance of our mentor, Kiranbai ma'am, would like to present this project before you. The problem is air pollution, and the automobiles are a major contributor to this, which cause many health problems. But we have a solution to this. The solution is by using a carbon collector device which filters out the carbon particles and the dust particles from the emitted smoke. Also, our AI application predicts the fuel efficiency and provides the report on the carbon emitted by the user's automobile using machine learning. Thank you.
Hi, now I'll be explaining how our project complies with the 5 big ideas of AI. The first one being perception. Our project uses sensors which are attached to the carbon collector device, and these sensors send required and useful information to the user's mobile application. The second one being comprehension. Our project uses the sent data from the sensors and then stores it on a database. The third one is learning. Our project uses this data which is stored in the database, and a supervised machine learning model created using TensorFlow.js library is then trained upon, and then it gives us accurate values or predictive values. The fourth one being natural interaction. We have of course created our application very beautiful and interactive so that users can quickly navigate through and get the required information they need. Now the fifth one is impact of AI and our project. So our project helps in positive manner by reducing the air pollution by filtering out all the carbon particles, and then our AI application helps in users detecting problems with their vehicle a little bit early by giving accurate predicted values.
Ethics and moral values play a crucial role in our project. We have taken intensive care to accord with the Sustainable Development Goals for welfare of the earth. Our project uses air quality sensors, data and analytics. PolluClean strives to improve air qualities in cities all around the world. Among the pollutants, PolluClean monitors carbon particles. They cause climate change by trapping heat, and they also contribute to respiratory diseases from smog and air pollution. By filtering this harmful compound, we help in achieving the following SDGs: good health and well-being, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and also life on land.
Now, let's look into our project's positive and negative impacts. Positive impacts. Our project enables the individuals to understand their carbon emissions and contribution to the environmental pollution. Collected carbon is also recycled and used for the manufacturing of products like tires, roads, paper, ink, etc. Our AI model provides the user with the insights and efficiency of the automobile. Overall, our project reduces the carbon emissions into the air and improves the environmental health. Now let's look into the negative impacts. Our project ensures the individuals to be cautious, and timely maintenance is required when the carbon emissions reaches its threshold. Otherwise, it will result in the halting of their vehicle. Thank you. As we have seen the results that can be achieved by our project, now let me take you through the air purification process. At first, the air emitted by the automobiles enters the device and passes through 2 carbon filtering chambers, which consists of a pair of ionizers and a pair of carbon filters. The carbon filters trap the carbon particles and let the remaining air pass through it. The ionizer releases negatively charged ions which join with the positively charged carbon particles and make them heavy. Thus, they fall and get collected in the carbon collecting device. The emitted air is not purified yet, which now passes through the HEPA filter in the 3rd chamber. This filter purifies the minute dirt particles which are present in the air and fall. The sensors attached to the carbon collecting device sends the information of carbon collected via Bluetooth sender attached to the automobile. Now let me hand over it to my friend who will be presenting you the details of our AI model.
And now I'll be explaining the AI and machine learning part used in our application. So right now, as you can see on the screen, our application PolluCheck is running on an Android device. Now our application collects data sent from sensors of the carbon collected device and then predicts the value of fuel efficiency. Then this predicted value is shown to user in the form of stars. Now for our application we are using TensorFlow.js and implementing supervised machine learning model. Now let us see how we are doing this in code. So the main programming language we are using is JavaScript. So here we have collected a huge data set from internet which has all the distance traveled, carbon collected and the fuel efficiency, and we are training the model upon this data. Now as you can see over here, we are first getting the data and later we are converting it into a model. After this is done, we are converting the data to a tensor. So right now the data is in the form of JSON, which cannot be used by TensorFlow.js directly. So we must convert it to a tensor, which can be then used by TensorFlow easily. And after converting it to tensor, here we are normalizing the data into a range of 0 to 1 to get more accuracy. And after that's done, the data is ready. So why wait? So let us train the model. So in this function, we are training the model. So we have set all the parameters over here. And after that, after training is complete, we can test our model or predict the value. So here we are predicting the value, and the value predicted will also be again converted to 0 and 1 for more accuracy, and then here we are unnormalizing the data. And here is the main run function which will execute all these functions in a sequential perfect manner, and here we are calling the run function. Now let us see the output in the console. Let me just open this, and here you can see done training, and here is the data collected from sensors. And the sensor has been converted into, the data is converted into 0 and 1, values between 0 and 1. And after that we can see that for this value is, after unnormalizing, the values are like this. This is the carbon collected in milligrams, and this is the distance traveled, and this is the fuel efficiency in the form of digits, that is 4, 5. So this represents 4 stars. So that's it, how our application uses AI and machine learning model. Thank you. Namaste and welcome to the Q&A session of Pollute Fixes. Let us begin with the first question. What is the core problem and focus of the project?
The core problem is the toxic exhaust fumes released by the automobiles, which is a significant cause for air pollution. Our project focuses on to reduce the pollutants released by the automobiles, thereby reducing the air pollution.
Okay, the next question. On what basis can you say that your project will be effective and successful?
Let's consider some statistics here. In India itself, there are 253 million registered vehicles existing as per 2017's data. These vehicles are contributing 259 teragrams of CO2, which comprise 94.5% of the country's air pollution. This is from one country itself. If we consider the entire world, it is a huge amount. If this project is implemented for at least 50% of the vehicles, it would bring a great amount of reduction in air pollution, which improves air quality significantly.
Another question: how does AI maintain models of the world and use them for reasoning?
The AI application collects data in real time from the vehicles, and it also has a huge data collected already from the open source like Google. This data is then used by a supervised machine learning model for predicting vehicles' performance and also carbon emission report.
Next question: how does the project implement the Sustainable Development Goals?
Our project implements the Sustainable Development Goals. It fulfills the good health and well-being goal, since reduction in air pollution means reduction in health problems. It also fulfills the climate action goal, since there is a reduce in the global warming. This all leads to better living condition and fulfills the life on land goal. Similarly, our project also fulfills many other sustainable development goals proposed by the United Nations.
Okay, coming to the next question. What are the other ways to solve this real world problem, and how can you justify that this project is also a solution?
Few other ways to solve this real-world problem is by spreading awareness, ensuring people limit the usage of automobiles, regular checks on factories emitting pollutants. Our project proves to be one of the solutions as it aims to reduce the pollutants released by the automobiles.
The next question. How is the carbon collected from automobiles and how is it processed for the future?
First, I would like to mention that we need to build a tie-up with the vehicle maintenance, fuel filling stations, and manufacturing industries for collecting the carbon. When the user goes to the fuel filling or vehicle maintenance stations, the carbon will be collected and then will be picked up by the manufacturers. These manufacturers can use the carbon for the manufacturing of products according to their use, like manufacturing of tires, paper, ink, roads, etc.
Another question: what were the difficulties or challenges faced during the making of this project?
One of the difficulty in the project was actual implementation of carbon collector device because due to COVID-19 and safety measures in India, we couldn't actually necessarily collect all the items which were very necessary to build the actual working model of the CCD and show its implementation.
Coming to the next question, how long would the implement process take? Is the project cost efficient too?
Our project would take approximately 2 months to implement. The project is very productive and has a good value. And yes, it is cost effective too.
That's it for the Q&A session. Thank you.